What's going on? It was some good water. What's going on, everybody? This is Chris Classic dropping a live car vlog. I am on the way to work. Hope you guys are having a wonderful morning or night, evening, whatever time zone you're at, because apparently this live goes a lot of places. India, Africa, Europe, a lot of spots, a lot of places. So, you know, shout out to YouTube for that. Nobody told you today. Remember that God loves you, Christ loves you, and I love you as well. What's going on, Raphael? God bless you. Make sure you subscribe to the Taking Home podcast. I know I just said I want to say it again. If nobody tells you, remember that God loves you, Christ loves you, and I love you as well. I'm praying for you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the Taking Home podcast, where I talk about professional wrestling topics, and I'll put up my matches as Classic Alpha, a professional wrestler of 13 years. Make sure you also subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling. That is me and my wife's professional wrestling company. Last Wednesday we went to Dalton at Royal Estates Assisted Living. They're a building partner with Countryside Nursing and Rehab Center, and we did a show for the residents there from both facilities and some people who wanted to see a free show. Monday we dropped the first match, which was Kenny 9 versus D'Angelo Steele. Kenny slowly crashing out. D'Angelo Steele has already crashed out multiple times, so make sure you watch that match. It did feel good to serve the community. You know, a lot of people, when they take people to these homes and these places and stuff like that, they leave them there and stuff like that. And, you know, to see a lot of joy in a lot of the residents' face and and being happy, great. My wife was the reason why we did it. She put it together and stuff like that, and her job said it was okay for us to do it. She said that a lot of the residents, they loved it, they were happy, and they were excited. So that's what C3 is about. So, yeah, but the matches will slowly but surely be uploaded next week. Also, February 21st, 2026, Big Business, BIG Business, named after the C3 Ultimate Wrestling Champion, Joseph Ira Credit. Tickets will be on sale soon. I wanted to talk about Big E. So, Big E was on Stephanie's podcast. I have yet to watch anything of Stephanie's podcast. I know I saw the clip of her when she said, hey, if you want to watch WrestlePalooza, get a VPN. And, you know, I heard that ESPN didn't like that. You know, rightfully so, y'all doing business. See, it's beneficial for the consumer if you want to watch it that way, because a lot of us are not spending $30-something on the ESPN app. I'm not spending $30-something on the ESPN app because it has a WWE PLEs now, because the WWE PLEs ain't been that great for me to be like, hey, you know what, this $30-something was money well spent, especially coming off of Peacock, which is what, like $20 or whatever. But still, what's going on, Light Bright? Hello, how are you? On your way to work? Yes, I am on the way to work. Thank you. You also have a great day as well. So, somebody got sniped. I'm doing great, Dominic. So, still, going back into that, man, I got, flustered. So, but yeah, anyway, I haven't watched her, podcast. So, I know a lot of people are talking about, Big E, because he was on it, and, it's available to watch. Now, I didn't watch all of it. I didn't watch it. I did see, like, some of the quotes in the comments about him saying that his wrestling career is behind him. Now, I think that's my opinions of it. Do I think that is part of the show? I will always say never, but, you know, the way his neck went and saying that stuff didn't form correctly, that's a risk. Any neck injury, any head injury, any of these injuries, not just life-threatening, but also career-threatening. Some stuff you just won't be the same on. There'll be certain issues and stuff like that, and you probably won't be medically cleared. A lot of people are hoping and praying that his situation is similar to Paige and Edge, now formerly known as Saraya in AEW, and then Edge's Copeland, or Adam Copeland in AEW, where he's wrestling and stuff like that, and or even Bryan Danielson, who's had neck and head issues, and he's came back. So a lot of people are holding out hope or whatever like that. But if he does not come back, you know, I think he's had a good career. I think he's had a good career. The New Day, they are one of the best tag teams. I think they will go into the Hall of Fame. I know some people are saying, well, he should go to the Hall of Fame himself. I wouldn't per se say that. I do think that obviously he had the potential to do stuff. I do think that they kind of dropped the ball on it. A lot of people are going to say because of his color. A lot of people are going to say they had other wrestlers. Some, to each their own. They probably will. WWE, I don't think anytime soon. Who knows? But still, I do think that like he could have did more as a singles competitor. I think a lot of us thought that New Day, when they broke up or kicked him out, I thought Big E was going to come back and find a partner and wrestle and take him out or something. But all that went to was a championship run for the New Day. Nothing against the New Day, but they definitely did not need another title run because the tag division has not been as strong. It just has not been as strong. So, just saying, what's going on, Lolo? So, you know what I'm saying? So, it is sad to see somebody say that. I think he's at peace with it, obviously more than many of us are, because a lot of people felt like he had more things to do. Like I said, I like the New Day and I love the New Day. I also felt like their character gave them a ceiling. I've always felt that way. I love that they turned a negative to a positive. It's going no goggles mark. I do like that they turned the negative to a positive. At first, at one point, I thought they was too, but I'm happy they did it because people will always compare them to the Nation. And a lot of people like the Nation. And even if you didn't like the Nation, the fact is that they're first. So if they come in doing sort of things like the Nation, people will be like, oh, well, WWE, they're not original. Oh, they would never be the Nation. They did something else. They did a church thing. I was like, all right, y'all thin a lot between blasphemous things and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, they was doing good things. The crowd was booing them. It was like, yeah, New Day rocks. New Day rocks. And they turned everything around, and everybody loved them. It's not a lot of wrestlers, let alone 3 wrestlers that could get together and make people laugh and have fun when they was booing them, because a lot of people did not believe in the New Day stuff. Now they do. So, still, going into it, the New Day are definitely like the top, one of the top stables, but they had so much fun. So I knew that when they would go against the Shield and the Wyatt family, that they would lose, because they can wrestle, they can do stuff, they can do great tag teams and stuff like that. But still, we're going back to the Big E situation. We all know that he took the belly to belly overhead from Ridge Holland, and that's what messed him up. And I know a lot of people sent death threats to Holland. A lot of people still probably send him stuff. They want him to be fired and stuff like that. They were saying like he needs to practice more. He's unsafe. They said a whole bunch of stuff. And hopefully people don't go at him again. Miscalculations happen, accidents happen and stuff like that. That's why I was like, if you want to do this, this is dangerous. I know a lot of people like to call wrestling the F word, and it's not this and it's not that, it's this, that. Nah, some people have died in the ring. Some people couldn't move in the ring because of a slam or stingers or concussions. These kind of things do happen. And once again, I don't say this to make you guys feel bad or sorry for us. I'm just informing you guys that yes, like every time you're in the ring, it takes a piece out of you. So when you have something like a neck injury or a head injury and stuff like that, you may never be the same. And since we are talking about people who've had neck injuries, Bryan Danielson, Adam Copeland, and Saraya, look at how they wrestle now. They were still trying to do 110%. Was cracking. Oakland, California in the house. Thank you, Raider. What's up, man? I want to go to Cali one day. I want to go to Cali and stuff, man. I definitely want to go. My wife went one time with her brother and stuff, and man, I definitely want to go. My work schedule would be scheduling, but still. Like, look at those 3 wrestlers and stuff like that, and look at what they were doing. Bryan Danielson went 110% and stuff, and then he started getting more concussions. He started getting more injured, serious injuries, arm injuries, and stuff like that. Saraya, she came back. She had a couple decent matches, but then some of the matches are not memorable because either she didn't wrestle or she lost the belt quick, or the matches were just sloppy. Copeland, well, he's quote unquote, I don't know, taking a break, doing whatever he's doing in AEW, but before that, he was doing 110% stuff, and he broke his leg going off the top trying to hit Malachi Black. Now, the leg injury isn't a result of his neck injury, but I'm just saying is that you try to do things and you should probably like take it slow or take it easy or take it light. And wrestlers sometimes don't do that. There's no like light version, and if it is, people are going to obviously see, hey, this person is not how they used to be. Maybe they shouldn't wrestle. But sometimes that's the worst thing that you can say to a wrestler. So probably things that Big E is thinking about, that he's getting up there in age. He maybe wants to have a family with his fiance. I don't know if they got married or not. you know, want to have kids and stuff like that. Those are also factors to think about, you know. Like I said, it does suck because I do feel like we all wanted him to come back and wrestle and then retire the way he wanted to. You know, a lot of people don't want to have that choice, but the neck injury is like severe. It's a bad thing. You can die. You can turn your neck. There's like certain things or whatever like that. And, you know, like I said, we all love Big E. We all do. You know, I remember him in NXT, Big E Langston. You know, he was doing the 5 count. It was like his song was like 3 ain't enough, man. I need 5. So you have me giggling and kickling my heels. I'm playing the drums on my stomach. Yeah, yes. Goodness gracious. Still, I remember Big E Langston. You know, he had the I forgot what's his ethnicity and stuff, but he had I think it was the Lion of Judah or the Tribe of Judah stuff on his tights and stuff. 3 ain't enough, man. I need 5. So he would beat people up and then make the referee count to 5. So it was like interesting and stuff. And then, you know, they were showing like he was a powerlifting background and stuff like that. There's videos of him like bench pressing 575 with John Cena and stuff, like egging him on and stuff. And, you know, he beat Seth Rollins when Seth Rollins was part of the Shield, but he was an NXT champion. He had a little run, and then he lost it to Bo Dallas, and then wound up being the security guard for Dolph Ziggler and AJ Lee. And then he started doing his own thing and signed with AJ, and, you know, then became an Intercontinental champion, lost it to Bad News Barrett, Wade Barrett, we all know. You know, the New Day stuff, and eventually the tag team history, and then Money in the Bank winner, cashed in against Bobby Lashley, had his title run for a weekend, lost in a random 5-way or whatever, because Roman was supposed to go against Brock, I believe. Roman got sick. They threw Brock in there. Brock cleared him and beat the champion. Had 5 people in there, and he beat the champion. He beat Big E, pinned him. So, you know, a lot of people already say if you are a black champion and you're going against Brock Lesnar, just get ready to lose. And Big E's name was on that list, you know. And it is what it is. Man. Just, you know, it is what it is. But still, we always want that window of him coming back and returning, obviously. But at the same time, if it doesn't happen, I don't think the good thing to do is to try to encourage him to come back and do it, because some wrestlers get cleared, they just don't want to come back because they don't want to risk anything. They don't want to risk stuff. You know, people want to walk. You know, when you do stuff and you're so used to it, when something takes away from it, you go crazy. And I think that's just one of those things for him. Thank you. Thank you, Fries. I do appreciate that. But I did want to speak about it. Thank you, Big E. Thank you for what you've contributed to wrestling or whatever like that. I know wrestling is never say never, but some people are like, yeah, you know what? I want to be safe. So if you want to do that, best of luck to you. Best of luck to what you do in WWE. It's all good. But I'm out. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home. Huh? Man, why you ain't tell me that I ain't cut this off, man?